Right. I'd like to thank the viewers again for tuning in to another Zoom podcast. This time I'm with Paige Forster. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Brilliant.
That's good.
Um, would you like to start by telling the viewers a little bit about yourself, where you started with music? You know.
Yeah. So I'm from Australia. I grew up. My mum and dad are both quite musical, so I was sort of always singing when I was younger, but I didn't. Very shy, so I didn't sing in public till I was probably 13 or something.
Okay.
Um, and I'm from a pretty small town area, so I was just gigging around there, and then moved across the country to go to a performing arts school in Perth. And then sort of did that for a few years, and then I made it over here to Cornwall about 3 months ago.
Okay. So straight from Australia to Cornwall.
That's it.
So is there a reason, a connection for Cornwall, or could it have been anywhere? You just chose Cornwall.
Well, I always wanted to move over to Europe. I didn't know where, but yeah, I met my partner in Australia, and he's from Cornwall, so we ended
Okay.
up coming here. Yeah.
Right. Brilliant. Brilliant. I'm just turning off the iPad so it doesn't stop pinging away. Um, have you always sort of played guitar, that sort of stuff, or did you learn on any kind of I don't know, was that the instrument of choice for you?
Yeah, pretty much. That was the first one I really picked up. Um, Obviously, singing's my main instrument, but
Right.
yeah, guitar, play. I sort of dabble in some other things. I've recently bought a fiddle, which I'm
Okay.
horrible at, but
Okay.
I'm excited to try and learn.
Yeah, perseverance on that one, I think, isn't it?
Definitely.
So you write your own music?
Mhm. I've been writing, I don't know, probably since about the same time I started singing properly when I was about 13, and
Okay.
that I did was songwriting and performance.
Okay. So is that the process of writing a song, is it easy for you, or is it a struggle?
Sometimes it really depends. I go through ebbs and flows of it. Um, yeah, I've been writing quite a bit recently.
Okay.
Because the plan was to sort of go out and still is to go out and do just a bunch of busking, and we had a lot of festivals lined up for this year, which
Right.
obviously didn't go ahead. But yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah, songwriting, it's sort of yeah, ebbs and flows.
Right. It just
Really
some of them
depends.
just come to you, or do you actually consciously sit there and go, right, I'm going to write a song now?
No, I don't generally just sit there and plan to write a song. It's generally inspiration comes, or I've read a line in a book, or that someone
Okay.
said, and it's just spurs from that.
Right. And
Hmm.
do you then sort of, use the guitar or what have you for the chording, the music, and you set it all down to that?
Yeah, generally, I went through a phase of doing a bit on piano,
Okay.
um, but I'm not very good at that anyway, and I've
Okay.
always had guitar. Um, yeah, the most recent sort of song that I've released, the one that I just put out a video of just before I left Australia, that was yeah, from just someone told me a story, and then I
Okay.
imagined myself in their shoes and went from there. That came pretty
Brilliant.
simply on guitar.
Okay. So do you play in a band, or are you just solo and that's the way it is?
At the moment, me and my partner are both with sort of a little duo,
Okay.
um, and are writing together quite a lot. I had a band for a while back in Perth, in Australia, which was cool. But
Mm,
yeah, we're sort of planning to get out in our little van and just do a duo thing for a while.
that sounds nice.
Yeah,
Do you write together then, or is it?
yeah.
That's really good, really nice. Yeah.
Cool.
So, how did COVID and the lockdown and everything affect you musically?
Musically, well, I was in Australia for the start of it,
Okay.
and I was up right in the whoop whoops, right in northern Western Australia, and so it was really quiet. There wasn't any cases. Didn't affect me so much. I was working doing temperature testing and stuff, and there was no cases, and I had a lot of time to write.
Hmm.
But yeah, it sort of probably hasn't really affected the writing side, but obviously, yeah, we had a lot of gigs, a lot of festivals, and that lined
Right.
up. That was the plan, which has sort of been tricky thinking of a new plan and moving ahead.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's obviously the same with all musicians and artists at the moment, isn't it? You know, you're sort of stuck in this limbo. I mean, there are a
Mm,
few places that are opening up now, social distance sort of gigging wise, but
yeah,
I think it'll be a little while yet before we get any sort of festival ideas going, which is a bit of a
yeah, I'd
shame,
say
really.
so.
You know.
Yeah,
So,
that's why we're wondering about the busking scenario, whether people will be keen to come out and listen and
but
or not. Who knows?
yeah, I mean, there are. I mean, I'm from Penzance here, and we get the occasional busker there, and
Mm,
they're always pretty well, received.
yeah,
So it's nice. It is a good thing.
promising.
Yeah. So are you sort of further up the line, aren't you? So
Yeah, it was sort of Truro,
okay.
and
So
it,
that's not
yeah,
that far away. Yeah.
no, and we've got our van, so we sort of trek around wherever at the minute.
Okay. Brilliant.
Mm.
So other than musically, the lockdown, did it have a great impact on you? I know you travel from Australia. I mean, that must have been quite a shock anyway.
Yeah, it was a big struggle to get over here. Um, I think a few people would probably say it was a bit silly, maybe, just because Australia's basically normal at the minute
Yeah,
and they've got
yeah.
gigs and they've got everything going. But I wanted to make it over. Took a lot of applications to be able to
Okay,
get over for exemptions and stuff. But
right.
um, here now, so that's
Okay,
cool.
brilliant. So, what kind of sort of genre of music would you say yourself and then the duo? So let's talk about yourself first.
Um, I come from a very country background. My dad's a country musician, so I got a lot of that ingrained.
Okay,
But I'm sort of definitely moving into more folky. Um, and then with the duo, it's getting a bit more old, alternative, a little bit heavier. Not
okay.
heavy,
No,
but
no.
yeah,
So are you both guitarists then?
yeah. I
Right.
wouldn't say I'm a guitarist, but I manage.
Yeah, but as a duo, there's two guitars
Yeah,
going,
yeah,
and
generally.
and singing. Does your partner sing as well?
No, not really, but he's a really good
Okay,
guitarist.
okay,
Plays
brilliant,
really nicely. Yeah.
excellent. So what's the future then? What's the plans that you have got?
It sort of depends on, lockdowns and stuff, but our van's nearly built and we're sort of just planning on heading out, testing the busking scenario and just um we've got a bunch of recording gear at the moment, so we've been
Okay,
testing that out, sort of just dabbling in recording our new songs and stuff.
right.
Um so yeah, just putting music out and
You're
traveling
planning to
around
stay
really.
local with it, are you, or you just want to go and?
Um Yeah, well, we're thinking possibly Bristol or something to start off with, and then we'd love to go up to Edinburgh or something,
Nice. Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah,
lovely. Yeah.
get in a really artsy community would be really good.
Yeah. So have you got,
Mm.
well, actually, no, you've got a couple of things out there, haven't you? Because I think I played a couple of your tracks in the past on when I was with
Yeah,
Coast FM.
you played a song Release. That was my first
Yeah.
single that I put out. That was in March, I think.
Right. Yeah.
That's a really country one,
So have you got
full band and
any
everything.
more sort of out there that the viewers could seek out?
I haven't got, like singles at the moment. We're sort of recording a bit at the moment, but I've just put out that Waste Your Breath. It's called Don't Waste Your Breath on Me, and
Okay.
it's a live video filmed in the Roundhouse in Fremantle back in Australia, and it was the first building built in WA. I think it was a prison, so it's really quite creepy in there.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I did that just before I left.
Okay. Would that be on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Paige
Okay.
Forster Music.
Right. I'll try and find those because normally what I do is tag a couple of videos onto the
Yeah,
interview. So
that'd be
I'll do
awesome.
that. Okay. So Right, daft question. What's a time of year, I suppose? What's your favourite Christmas song?
Oh, I love Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Always like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Don't know why. I
Nice.
think it's the melody that I like.
Right.
Mm.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Mm.
Okay. Well, I always ask this one question at the end of the interview.
Here we go.
Which you probably, if you've seen some of the others, you'll know what's coming. You know, is there anybody you'd like to thank for you being here musically now?
Oh, yeah. Well, probably. Obviously, my mum and dad is there. They've always been very musical, encouraged me with it. But I had two teachers in my grade 5 and 6 when I was about 11 or 12 who really brought me out of my shell. I was very shy, and they really encouraged it and got me up in front of audiences and stuff. So definitely them too.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
fantastic. Right, well, I want to thank you for giving me, 12, 13 minutes of your time.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. And I hope your plans, with the van and everything, I hope it all pulls off and you can get
Me
out
too.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
brilliant. Well, thanks again, Paige.
Thank you.
All right. Speak to you soon.
See ya.
Bye.